Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I've kind of a bit of a tutorial here. I'm actually going to be talking about how to deal with the Daemonhost, and the reason I'm doing this is because I've actually seen people that don't seem to really understand, or there doesn't seem to be a very good SOP on how to deal with the Daemonhost, and honestly, it's not hard. The Daemonhost is honestly one of the more lethal of the sub-bosses, if you will. But it's also one of the easier ones to deal with. Understand at the time of this recording, all there is the Plague Ogren, the Beast of Nurgle, or the giant plague slug, and then there is the Daemonhost here. So first thing I'm going to talk about is the kind of the warning signs, if you will. There's going to be two things. One, there's going to be an audio cue. And essentially, it's going to sound like some kind of demonic chanting, something like you'd hear from The Exorcist, okay? That's the most noticeable. Now, the next thing is when you actually do find the Daemonhost, you're going to kind of find a person sitting on the floor looking like a sack of potatoes, really. That's the best way to describe it. You actually do see a glimpse of it here. The one thing I did have, though, I don't know why this is the case, but for some odd reason, the audio cues did not seem to record properly. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that's the best way to put it, is some type of demonic chanting. So there you go. There's the two warning signs to start with. Now, let's talk about the AI really quick so you can understand where I'm coming from. The Daemonhost essentially is attracted to the closest enemy player. And they're going to go right to that enemy player, and they're going to attack that enemy player relentlessly. They will not stop attacking that enemy player no matter what you do. Now, once the enemy player is downed, the Daemonhost will go into a state where it will suck the life force from the player. Once that happens, it takes about 10 seconds or so, but at that point, the player dies. And there's nothing you can really do about it. You can't interrupt the Daemonhost at all. When it goes into that state, you can't really interrupt the Daemonhost attacks or anything like that. It just kind of has an attack cycle. So now you understand the AI, what it does, and how it does it. And you can see pretty much what it's doing here. Now, with its normal attacks, it will do a bit of physical damage, and it will do, oh my god, I'm trying to think of it, the curse damage. Okay. And, well, sorry, the corruption. Okay. Now, understand that even with what I'm doing here, it's still doing corruption damage. The only time the Daemonhost does any actual damage is when I lower my guard to reshift myself. And I'll explain why I do that here in a little bit. Now, the easiest way, the best thing to do when you hear a Daemonhost, this is particular for you Imperial Guard players, you Imperial Guard veterans, and you Psychers, and you Zealots. Not so much the Ogrins, although if you Ogrins don't have a shield, then you better find an Ogrin with a shield or get yourself a slab shield. Because the easiest way to deal with this thing is literally have the Ogrin, like once you hear the audio cues, your best bet is to find an Ogrin with a slab shield and get behind him and let him find it. Because essentially what the Ogrin needs to do that has a slab shield, this is your job as the tank, is you need to rush in there and get in its face. Hit it a couple times, whatever. Attract it to you. Now, once you attract it to you, what you need to do is you need to use your special on the slab shield. What that does is it slams the shield down into the ground and it lets you block without taking any stamina drain. That's the big deal. Now, I've seen people try to do this without the slab shield, and I've never seen it work out for anyone. So I don't know if it's you must have a slab shield to block the damage from the Daemonhost. I'm not 100% sure. I do notice that there is certain attacks that I can block with the slab shield that you can't block with anything else, particularly range attacks. And I think that might be the case here as well with the Daemonhost, but I'm not 100% sure. But either ways, now with all that being said, once that Ogryn slams the slab shield down, using the special for the slab shield, then it's up to everyone else to do two jobs: crowd control and kill the Daemonhost. Because if there's any muties or hounds or anything else, particularly if they're going after the Ogryn with the slab shield, they need dealt with. Same way with trappers, and same way with the grenadiers. Because as you can see here, I can't see. I can see what's directly in front of me. I can see a little bit off to my right. So if there's anything that pops up that can't be blocked, y'all need to deal with that. This is for you Imperial Guard players, for you zealots, and for you psychers. But then that's all you got to do is just focus on that Daemonhost, especially once you get the crowd control part of the whole thing under control, and then it's easy. I've seen so many people getting killed by the Daemonhost that I've played with, like randos, that rushed out ahead of me. And I always try to warn people, I hear a Daemonhost. Usually as well, besides of audio cues, I forgot to state this, is normally the player characters will say, I hear a demon, or I hear a Daemonhost. So, once again, when you hear that, you need to get yourself, find your Ogryn buddy that's got the slab shield, and get behind him, and let him do the job if you're going to go after the Daemonhost. But it's, it's real easy. So there you go. Killing the Daemonhost in Darktide, made easy. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Please like and share this video around, stuff of that nature. It helps me out as a YouTuber. And God forbid, I gotta keep fighting the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in. And have yourself a wonderful day.